Most YouTube videos on high ticket sales or how to make money online give you these very generic steps that are hard for you to take action on. And even after you watch the video, you're still like, well, I don't really know what to do. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to go from my full-time corporate sales job to getting into high ticket sales successfully and making over $20K a month for almost 2 years straight. And I'm going to tell you what your day should look like to make succeeding in high ticket sales possible for you. So the main problem that most people have, because I work with people to get into this all the time, is that they have a full-time job and they're like, well, I don't know how to make this transition successfully. No one tells you how to do that in a YouTube video, so that's what I'm gonna do here. So to start, one option you can do, if you have no closing experience and you're completely new to this, you've never done sales before, and I don't know, sales is intimidating to you or whatever words you want to use, is that you could start with appointment setting. You can always move into a closer role 6 months later, which is not a long period of time. You can still make great money as an appointment setter, 4 to 7K a month, and you can do it all from your phone while you have a full-time job, basically, in a lot of cases. This is an extremely likely path for you to succeed if you don't have any experience and you also don't have a lot of time. Now, you don't have to do that. Like 80% of the people at least that I work with, when they come in, we go straight for closing jobs. And all those people have full-time jobs when they come in, so it's really up to you. I'm just giving you some options. Now, this is the most important thing that I'm going to say in this video. The only thing between you and succeeding in high-ticket sales and making six figures in a remote sales job is you not putting in the daily, consistent work each day. Just doing it on the days you don't feel like it, doing it on the days where you're discouraged because it hasn't worked yet. If you just do the daily work that I'm going to lay out in this video and you don't stop, you will succeed. You know how I know? Because I've done this with tons of people. The ones that succeed are the consistent ones. The ones that fail are the ones that are not consistent. That's it. That is the only difference. The only barrier to you getting into a good high ticket sales role is your time and work that you put into this each day. So what you're going to need is just 1 solid hour a day of working on this. That is it, but no distractions, 1 solid hour. And you need that every single day to succeed. And you may need to do that every single day for months. It just depends. So you as full-time job guy who has limited time, you need to figure out first, do I want to do appointment setting or do I want to do closing? And then you just need to commit to that choice and get to work. So what you're going to do first, you're going to go and watch my video. This is called The Lazy Way to Getting a 10K a Month High Ticket Sales Job. It's got lazy in the title. It was posted the day before this video, the very last video, and I'm also going to link it in the description. And what you're going to do is you're going to apply that step-by-step process in that video every single day. But to summarize, for 1 hour a day, you're going to do outreach on social media and apply to posted jobs. You will be doing this on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and other places. So what you can do is you can do this process first thing in the morning. That is what I recommend, because then you knock it out and then it's done and you've already succeeded for the day. It's over. And there's no chance that it gets put off later because, oh man, I didn't do it because I got busy today. No, just do it. Just do it and get it done. Or you can do it on your lunch or at night when you're watching TV or whatever it is that you do. But just make this 1 hour a day absolutely non-negotiable, okay? So you have a full-time job, maybe you got a family, maybe you have all these other weird things that you're distracted with on a daily basis, I don't know. Just get the 1 hour done. Now sometimes this might extend to an hour and a half, sometimes you'll knock it out in 30 minutes. It's not really important, it's not about the time. You know what I mean? Just make this the most important commitment for the next few months. And what I did, again, because I'm telling you how I did this, is when I was in my corporate tech sales job, which was an extremely demanding sales job where I was there at like 6 in the morning every single day once I was an account executive, and I made a shitload of money in that job, is what I had to do is I would get off work, go to the gym, and then when I would come home, that was my only window. But still, for like 2 to 3 hours at night, I would sit on Instagram and Facebook and just message every single influencer and business owner that I could find and just ask them, do you have a sales opportunity? Are you hiring a closer, right? And I cut everything else out. I didn't talk to any friends. I wasn't fucking with any chicks. I didn't watch TV for like almost a year. The thing just collected dust, bro. And I don't even watch TV to this day. That was like a life-changing moment actually where I was like, this is a fucking waste of time. But like I cut everything out. If you ask me anything about sports right now, I have no fucking clue. I couldn't tell you one player. I don't know what teams are going. I don't even remember the seasons, bro, because I cut all that fucking childish nonsense out to do this shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking you for 1 hour a day. I put 3 hours into this a night. But this was back when I didn't have videos. I didn't know what was going on. This was many years ago, and I didn't have all the help that you have now. So when you have targeted steps, you only need 1 hour a day. It's not even that hard. But like, this is what I did to give you all the details, okay? And that took me like 9 months because again, I had no idea what I was doing. And only once I got a good opportunity, like I went through a bunch of calls with a bunch of people, finally got on with the fitness coach, found out he had a legitimate business. He offered me the opportunity. And only after I had vetted it and I knew that I could make money in this role, I made the jump and quit my job because there was no way I was going to be able to do both. So that's what I did. Once I legitimately vetted that opportunity, I was like, okay, I can quit. And I also had money put away because I had saved up the whole time I was doing this so I could have some runway. So that's another factor you might need to consider. But that's how I did it. I was like, all right, I'm making the jump. I got months of runway, whatever, let's go. So just for context, that should help you with your decision. Now, during the day, you will have to reply to messages and responses that you get that come in, but this can all be done from your phone. If you literally cannot monitor your phone a little bit during the day to reply to messages in a prompt manner, then you need to reevaluate what you're doing. Like if you're on some oil rig or something and you can't look at your phone for 12 plus hours a day, it's probably not gonna work. You know what I mean? But just make it work. Find the time. If you really want something, you will find a way to make it happen. That is one of the truest things in the universe you will ever come across. If you want something, like truly want it, you're going to find a way. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that for a second. And this is not even like remotely hard to do. And for context, the way I know that someone is going to succeed at this or just succeed long-term at anything, making money, whatever it is how hard or easy they think this process is. Okay, like if you think this is difficult to do outreach and applying every single day without missing a day for like 3 months, 6 months, or even a year just to get a high ticket sales role, if you think that is difficult, you are literally fucked. You are fucked, dude. This is the easiest shit in the entire world. If you cannot do what I just mentioned, you are never going to make millions of dollars. You are never going to run businesses or do anything but a 9 to 5. A literal single digit age child could do this process. You are literally just pushing buttons with your finger. When it comes down to it, that's all you're doing. You're pushing buttons on a screen and you couldn't even do that every single day. You are literally fucked. So go watch that video. It's linked in the description and just commit to that process for 1 hour a day. The process again is you dedicate 1 hour a day to this no matter what. And then throughout the day, you monitor messages and responses that come in on your phone. And then what you do is you push those conversations to getting on a call, setting up interviews, and then you go on those interviews / calls until you find a good closer opportunity, setter opportunity. Now, there's other videos on this channel where I've explained how to vet these opportunities on the calls, like what questions to ask, what things you need to look for. So I would watch those as well because they're going to tell you exactly what questions to ask on interviews so you don't get bent over by dishonest business owners. The reason I'm not including that in this video is because to include this entire process, this video would be 2 hours long. I might do a 2 hour long video in the future where I include every single thing, but we're staying on topic for this video. Now, quickly and basically the point of those questions is so that you don't get screwed by dishonest business owners who are gonna lie to you on these calls. You need to know what to look for, how to vet good opportunities. That's a very important part of this process, which is why I have multiple other videos on this. Now, quickly to emphasize, you can 100%, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your situation is, you can 100% get a high ticket closer job, apply for one, go on these interviews, all while you have a full-time job. But you have to decide, most importantly, if you can make that jump when you do get hired for a legitimate role. So when you get one, a lot of them are going to want you to work full-time. That's just how it's going to be. But if you absolutely need to do it part-time, some of them will allow you to do that. It just depends on the role. So if you're trying to leave a full-time job, but you don't have the runway to make this transition like we were talking about earlier, you need to ask yourself, can I make this jump and start a full-time closer role and leave my job? Maybe. Or do I need to start it part-time and I'll have to focus on finding roles and businesses that will allow me to come on part-time at the start? So this is another thing you'll have to consider. See, most YouTube videos ain't talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the real shit you're gonna have to consider. If you have a full-time job and you have little time to dedicate to this until you get it figured out or get the ball rolling, again, I would say start with appointment setter roles because you can do them more easily while you have a full-time job and you can transition easily into closing later. Now, to explain this, because I didn't talk about this at the beginning of the video, if you have a full-time job and you have very limited time and you can't fully make the jump to closing you're gonna be on calls all day. So there's really no time, right? You can't stay at your full-time job and also do a full-time closer role because sales calls take up a bunch of time. Whereas with setting, there's a lot of roles where it's just messages. So you might just be handling a DM inbox. However, there's a lot more appointment setter roles these days that want you to do dials. They want you to dial warm leads, things like that. So again, it just depends on the role. But some appointment setter roles are going to be easier for you to manage with a full-time job because you're not on sales calls all day. You're managing messages more predominantly. You get what I'm saying? But again, it's all going to come down to the opportunity. These are all things, some of these things you're gonna have to figure out through the process, and I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you every single opportunity, what it's gonna be like for you in a YouTube video. Now, some things to think about. Appointment setting, another reason I recommend it is because it sets you up to get a really good closer role later. But closing, you're gonna make a lot more money way faster. And if you're a grown adult man like me, just go for closing. Just make it work, okay? This is not that hard to do, okay? I promise you've done way harder than this, things in this at some point in your life, probably. If you want the most likely path to success out of your hellhole full-time job into making 6 figures a year, then this is the path. This is it, okay? Every other make money online thing that people are smacking you in the face with on your feed involves starting a business or being some type of affiliate like TikTok Shop. Bro, what are you, a 14-year-old girl? Come on. It's either that or starting a business. That's every other make money thing involves starting a business or being a 14-year-old girl, okay? But this is just sales. All you have to do is learn the sales, which is an extremely valuable skill for starting a business later. And you only have to learn this one opportunity and join this already working machine of a successful business as opposed to starting one from scratch, which is what everyone else is trying to get you to do, which is way more difficult than this. That's not me trying to psyop you into this. That's just a fact. Have you ever tried to start a business? Good luck with that. I've done it twice. It's way more difficult than the sales. So you don't have to start a business. You don't have to deal with clients. You don't have to do a whole bunch of other things. This is the way. This is the path from your job to your first step of financial freedom. And if you think you can't make this work, you are not serious. I would say I hate to break it to you, but I don't, because I love being blunt and shattering people's delusions. You are not serious if you think you cannot make this work. Any type of way for you to make substantially more money than a job is going to come through a business, sales, or something illegal. Since I'm assuming the third one is out and you have no idea what to do, then a business is also out, which leaves you with the sales, the easiest thing to get more money now because it's performance-based. You can make money next week. If you cannot do this and you cannot just get a sales job with an internet business, you are not serious. Everything else is way more difficult than this. I know because I've done them all. If you cannot do this, then you are not meant to do anything more than what you are doing right now. So you have a choice. You can get discouraged by that and let some guy on YouTube tell you, hey, maybe you're not cut out for this, bro. Maybe you should just run home, fucking give up. Or you can do what I always did when people tried to do that shit to me. I said, fuck you. This is exactly what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I'm gonna fucking do. Stop letting some other man label you or tell you what you are capable of. Who the fuck are you to tell me what I can do? You don't know me. Stop putting other people on a pedestal. That's the message. So the choice is up to you. Next thing, when you are doing these messages and outreach during your one non-negotiable hour a day, understand that most is in all caps. Most people are not going to reply to you, and most of your messages are going to go unread or left unseen. Most of your applications are going to get ignored. Everything's just going to go into this void, and you're going to hear nothing back. That is normal. That is not a reason to be discouraged. You will go days, sometimes even a whole week, where you get nothing. It doesn't matter. You just need to remember, all you need to do is get one. You only need one good response to get one good role, and then you have succeeded. You have won. So just keep that in mind when day after day you are doing this and no one's replying or getting back to you. Just remember that that is normal. Just keep doing it. Just be like, I'm a machine. I will not stop. I will keep going. And again, this isn't even that hard to do, bro. You just need to stay consistent. If you consistently do your 1 hour of applying and outreach every single day, you will get a good role. So if you have a full-time job and limited time, this is what the path looks like. This is what your day is going to look like. The more time and energy you can put into this, just like with anything, the faster you will succeed. But it's more important that you just do it every day. I'm telling you, just don't miss days. It's impossible to fail at something if you put time into it every day and you just never stop until you make it work. So again, remember, if you really want something, you will find a way to make it work. There are no exceptions to this in the universe. That is the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or an appointment setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.